Hi guys, welcome to a new video, and we're back in here. Did you notice that we were in a different room earlier? We're back in here, and wait.
Is being caught in the bottom of the package while the top is able to stay nice and dry.
And reacting to food theory again. So let's get into it.
Right, not entirely sure, but for a crisper snap, Left Twix seems to be the quantitative winner. Finally came the real test, the taste test. Asking a number of friends, associates, and random strangers to eat candy while I stare at them and take notes. I made sure to unwrap the Twix before serving it to them to not bias anyone with a Left Twix or Right Twix wrapper. Instead, I thought it was a better idea to walk around carrying Ziploc baggies full of unwrapped candy bars marked with strange symbols. Also, I was driving around in a windowless white van. On an unrelated note, I'm now on a couple of government watch lists. For science! And what did my Class A felony get me? Nothing! To my surprise, there was no surprise. And by that I mean there was no clear preference between left or right Twix, no matter how you were defining left or right Twix. No trend, no difference, except there was one key data point that stood out like a sore thumb. People's preference had nothing to do with left versus right, but it had everything to do with which bar they selected first. In a whopping 85% of our tests, the subject reported that the Twix bar they ate first tasted better than the second, which comes with a shocking takeaway for Twix. You guys don't need two bars. Forget left versus right Twix, you're trying too hard. Just give people one. The first is apparently more than enough. Honestly, it's kind of ironic considering Twix's old marketing slogan, the one that I grew up with. Yep, encouraging the kids of my generation to be outright terrible to each other so that they can have more candy. Except, as our data just showed, we actually don't want more candy. The second bar is always going to taste far inferior to the first. Maybe instead of selfishly hoarding both bars like some sort of greedy chocolate dragon, you instead share that second Twix and get yourself the sweet taste of altruism. Or Twix, maybe you save some money and give the people what they really are asking for, less of your candy. Our data in this test actually supports existing research in the field, something called sensory-specific satiety, or triple S, if you want to make it sound like a cheap Vin Diesel ripoff. It's the scientific term for the human experience of enjoying food less the more of it we eat. Part of this is diminishing returns as we get less enjoyment from the things that you get, but sensory-specific satiety actually goes way beyond that. An Oxford study found that your desire for the specific types of food you're eating drops significantly faster than for other types of uneaten food. Studies done on the pathways in a monkey's brain showed that as it ate, certain neural pathways to the monkey's hypothalamus, that's the part of the brain that controls your appetite, became less responsive when the monkey saw food that it had recently eaten. But it would become more responsive when it saw new, uneaten food. Bringing things all the way back around to our original question, which is better, left Twix or right Twix? Well, if you're looking to maximize your enjoyment, choose left Twix first. Not only was it shown to be the slightly fresher bar, but choosing it first means that you're getting the best bites when you're most eager to be eating the candy. But again, shocking literally no one, the difference here is mostly in the marketing. These two things are made to be identical, which leaves us asking the big question of why? Why go to the effort of taking two identical food products and giving them two separate labels? I mean, Twix is basically advertising against itself. Why does this work? How does this work? Does this work? Well, like so much of advertising, it all comes down to psychology and the tricks that marketers can play to get into your brain. There's a phenomenon called choice supportive bias, or post-purchase rationalization, which is the tendency of people to come up with justifications to support the choices that they're making in their life. Whenever people are forced to decide between two or more different products when making a purchase, they're more likely to ascribe positive attributes and associate positive feelings with the product that they just bought. It's basically the opposite of buyer's remorse. We want to convince ourselves that we made the right choice. Our money wasn't wasted. In fact, this happens all the time, even when the choice is a complete illusion and we're choosing between two identical products. It's one of the big reasons that lotteries let you control which numbers that you pick, even though you're just as well off with a completely random lottery ticket. Giving people the ability to choose, even if it's a false or artificial choice, gives them a feeling of control. Whenever you bite into that Twix bar, whether it was a right or a left Twix. What you're experiencing while chewing is the result of a decision that you just made, which motivates your brain to come up with justifications for why this Twix bar is actually delicious, and why you're so smart for having made the decision that you just did. Speaking of smart decisions, by the way, on screen you're about to see 2 other episodes of Food Theory. If you want to see me debunk another classic candy bar marketing slogan, check out this video breaking down the science of why, if you're hungry, you should not grab a Snickers. And if you want to find out about an even bigger lie that Big Candy's been feeding you, check out this video unveiling how a frighteningly large number of candy bars that claim to be made with chocolate aren't actually chocolates. Regardless of which one you choose, just know you've already made the smartest choice of all watching this channel. Now go, grab a top Twix and share the bottom one with your friend. You deserve it. And as always, remember, it's all just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
And that was part 2. And I'll see you next time I react, or next time I make a video.